Hello, Capricorn. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. All right, Cap. I'm sorry, but I couldn't help but smile when I seen these two come out. No place like home and then the underworld. Okay. And then you pull my favorite card from the Black Mirror, and we'll get into this. No place like home is talking about feeling like you're at home in your own skin. The underworld is talking about taking a minute to clear out all of the garbage so that new can come in. And with Black Flower, I think that this may be for those of you who feel like you've had a lot of negative things projected onto you by other people that have made you question your self-worth. Now, that's not going to be for all of you. But when you look at the underworld, what I want to say here is it's time to kick open the door to that dilapidated, haunted house of an inner world you got going on and start cleaning it up. That's all that is. Getting rid of what does not belong to you. And being in a place where you're surrounded by people and situations that are okay with who you are. But also feeling better about yourself. Now, Black Flower, and I just want to read the quote in the sentence for this. So it says, "The world is unfair. Fuck off, dear world. Fuck you." And I love that about this card because it's saying that clearly it's a state of anger, but we've had enough. I don't care if you think that I'm not smart enough, not pretty enough, whatever it may be. I'm going to do me. I'm tired of being surrounded by situations like that. And then the sentence says, if we want to go dark, go black. Don't stop to the evening, but embrace the night. So this is really embracing that feeling and, really taking it into your inner world. But like I said, it is for the purpose of cleaning up all that garbage so that something new can come in. But wow, man. And, for me, immediately, it makes me think of Pluto going direct in Capricorn. And again, it's not going to be for all of you. For others of you, it's just needing to realize that within the shadow, you may be carrying around projections that other people have put onto you that don't make you feel so good. And it's just about cleaning all that garbage up. But I like No Place Like Home because no matter what's going on, even if it's a current situation or past garbage, either way, it's talking about you being more comfortable with who you are. And not only that, but being able to express yourself and not being made to feel bad about it. All right, Cap, your overall. You and Libra, right? And again, it would make sense, death. We're not going back to how things were. And this is not only the endings that are going to be taking place, but the transformations that you're going to see moving forward. But, always with death, it's happening. There is no holding on. You can go kicking and screaming, but death is coming. And it needs to happen so that you do have that kind of growth. In the past, the Four Swords, so recovery, taking a break, taking some time to clear your mind, not necessarily having to constantly reflect on past situations. It's, I've had enough. I'm going to take a time out. I don't want to talk. I just need a minute to myself. Right? And for some of you, it's just a spa day, and it ends up being immensely transformative, right? But we'll see. Yeah, okay. So in the present, the Hermit, and again, going within, cleaning out that haunted house. All the answers that you need are within. And some of you right now are just like, yeah, I want to be left alone for a minute. You've had to go through recovery, and that can be from difficult situations or even a health situation that may be causing a lot of transformation for you right now. But in your personal life, this is like, I'm going through this recovery. I need to just be left alone for a minute so I can figure out what I want to do next. And then future conditions, the Knight of Pentacles, so slow and steady, baby, right? You know, I say that and you'll probably come out with something really quick. But the Knight of Pentacles, for me, it's methodical movement forward. And this is perfect for you because we are talking about realistic growth for the long term. And not wanting to act in a way where there's a misstep. Now, if you have been alone for a while, this may be some really good communication from somebody offering stability. But it's slow. It's slow going. You know, but eventually you get there. But this is huge, huge transformation that's happening out of this. Yeah, your best path to follow, the Page of Pentacles. Is there something that you can learn to do that is going to create, you know, more abundance, more stability? When I look at the Page of Pentacles, the pentacle on the mind, right? How do I make more of this? But this is also the student. So this may be you needing to look at learning how to do something new or doing something in a new way. But if any kind of communication comes through with an offer with death, in order for there to be a new beginning, all of this is going to have to be left behind. Wow, man. Oh yeah, in your environment, the Ace of Wands. And it's interesting how you're in hermit mode and you're looking within, and what you're dealing with is the Ace of Wands in your environment. So you may need time to kind of reflect on what you want to do next because of an opportunity that's coming through. This is igniting passion, right? The passionate new beginning. You know, but there's optimism there too. And this is exciting, this is new, this is something, you know, typically we look at and we get excited to experience. And with death being the overall, that's great. Because you're definitely the kid going, hey, thanks for coming, you know? But it's interesting to me with the Hermit. Now, this could be what is going on within you that you are trying to create. But, you know, because it's in your environment and this is your advice, I think that whatever you've been recovering from is, I don't want to say stopping you, but it may have been blocking you from trying something different or learning something new. And you may have been doing something for a really long time and decided it's time to take a break from that. I need to figure out what I want. But there is a really great opportunity here. This is like learning how to do something that you may look at as like, you know, just a passing interest or, you know, like as passive income, you know, or just some creative thing that you're working on. But it creates this deep transformation with death being there. Your hopes and your fears, the Eight of Cups. Yeah, so, you know, again, moving on from the things that you're not fulfilled with anymore. And that's a lot easier said than done when you invest so much of yourself into something. But this is like, I'm fearing that if I leave this behind, I'm not really going to know what's coming next or where to move forward. You know, there's a little bit of the kind of confusion as to what's going to happen next, which is typically why you see the moon with the Eight of Cups. It's like, you know what, I'm done with this. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm leaving. Now, the other part of this too is that if you have spent so much time with one situation, you may be fearing that leaving it is not going to help you. It's almost like, it feels like the devil, but it's not about it being a toxic thing. It's about you taking a break from something that wasn't making you happy. So you don't want to look at leaving an old situation behind and going, you know, is this the right thing to do? I've spent so much time here. Or like even with work, I've spent so much time with this company. Do I really want to do this? But, you know, it may be that something is coming to an end and it's not even in your control with death being there. Because it has to happen in order for the things that you are really wanting, the things that you hold within you, to manifest. And all of this is saying, I want to do something new. And I want to do something that I enjoy doing and that is going to be long lasting. And then coming out, the Three of Pentacles, how do we make this work? You know, it's going to be slow going, but as long as you stick to what you are learning here, you are going to continue to create that and benefit from it. And it could be, you know, with the Three of Pentacles, right? Collaborating with other people, working on a new project. How are we going to make this work? But it's also refining talents. And with the Page of Pentacles, it's almost saying, you know, don't shut yourself off to learning how to do new things. Because I feel like this is almost required of you. And again, right, it doesn't even have to be a work situation. This could be like something you're looking at as like passive income. And you're like, yeah, I want to learn how to do that. Maybe I can make something out of this. You know, let me look at what it would take to get there. And then you start working on it, which is great. But, you know, this seems so mundane, but you have fucking death in the middle of all of this. It is a huge transformation for you. And that may be because a lot of you have been clinging on to the things that just don't make you happy. The Ace of Swords, so going through that recovery and getting clarity. The Ace of Cups, Capricorn. And then the Eight of Pentacles, I'm telling you. So you have clarity coming through when it comes to what you want to start that's going to bring happiness to you. You see that clearly with the Ace of Swords. Now, a truth may have come out in the past that you have had to recover from, but it may be opening the door now to your Ace of Cups, though I don't know if some of you see it right now because of this. But regardless, with death, it's happening. And with the Eight of Pentacles, your focus, especially with the Three, is going to shift into putting as much effort as you can into working on something that is creating financial stability or just overall stability in your life. But there's a passion for this, right? But all your effort and all the hard work is going into restoring what has been taken from you emotionally. But it all starts with you taking a minute. Like, I just need to be with myself for a minute and figure this out. And that may be because something does come to an end that, you know, like I said, it's almost like it wasn't even in your control. Now, for some of you, absolutely, you may just be like, I've had enough of this. I'm going to be done with it. And I'm not going to go back this time. But the promise with death is rebirth. Teach. So for some of you, there may be something that you end up learning how to do really well, and you can start teaching that to other people. You know what the first thing that came to my mind is, if you're learning how to do something new and you get really good at it, maybe this is something that you could put on YouTube even, or TikTok or whatever, and communicate that to other people. Like, hey, you know, this is what worked for me. And I don't know why I got that. I'm like, yeah, you know, because everybody benefits from that. Play. Teach yourself to play a little bit more. Things have been serious for a while, haven't they? And then flourish. And I feel like here, this situation is just going to keep getting better and better for you. I mean, with these aces, the work that's being put in, the knowledge that you gain, you know, and actually asking yourself, what does this look like moving forward? I like it. I like it. And whatever ideas that you have, especially if they're creative, because I know this feeling. I've done this. I've done this with 2 different things. One of them I'd like to turn into a business, and the other one for me is just, it's something I enjoy doing. But for you, if you start looking at that area, it may be deeply, deeply transformative for you. Nothing yet is set in stone. What I got from this immediately is, if you don't want to walk away, it's okay. It'll still be there. Oh, you had 2 here. Hold your vision, and your commitment is being tested. So when I see this, and speaking about your vision and what you're seeing for yourself, this is saying that typically what happens is when you move into a place where your focus is on looking at your future or remembering a future that hasn't happened, the best things that could happen for you, you're going to see moments of opposition, because where there's one thing, there's another, right? Or where there is one thing, there's one side to it, and then there's the other side. If you're all the way on one side, looking at all the best things that can happen, what would the obstacles look like? And those things might show up, but don't lose sight of what you are trying to do. I feel like this is minor. And even if there are obstacles that end up coming up for you, no matter what you're doing, nothing yet set in stone is saying that it doesn't mean that it has to be something you give up. You know, but then again, I also look at this as, if you're thinking about leaving something and then you want to change your mind, I do think that it's going to be there. But death, I think, as your overall is saying it has to be done. And like I said, for some of you, it's just, it's out of your hands. It's going to be over with anyway. But nothing yet set in stone, absolutely, that's the truth. Typically what we see in future outcomes or future predictions is a repeat of past patterns of behavior. But transformation, though, is what's going to change that. And whatever your vision is, Capricorn, I really think that you should start looking at how you can try to even invest in small ways to get there.